let's discuss the most underrated professional wrestler in the history of professional wrestling. So let's go. So the underrated wrestler that I'm gonna be talking about is none other than the alpha male himself, Monty Brown. And Monty Brown first started in like the NFL or something, and like he main evented 2 Super Bowls. Well, he made it to the finals, but he didn't win. He didn't win it. He main evented it twice, but then he moved to professional wrestling instead. So he started out in the Indies, then he made his way to total non-stop action around like in the mid 2000s. No, in around 2002, let's say. That's not mid 2000s, but early 2000s. But anyways, his character was really good. But in the mid 2000s, that's when he started to shine a lot. Like his alpha male persona was wicked. Like he stayed true to himself. He stayed true to his roots, for like from NFL and everything, and like from his culture. And yeah, Monty Brown was one of them biggest what ifs, and like it's because like he had this aura about him. He had this charisma about him. Like you can tell he loved professional wrestling, and yet like his promos were wicked as well. For example, there was an incident where it was in Spike TV, like the first debut in TNA, and it was Christian Cage's, I think it was a debut or something, and then Monty Brown comes up. He's like, "Dorothy, you are not Northrop anymore. Welcome to the Serengeti," and then he starts to roast him and everything. And obviously he finished him off with one of the most scariest but wicked finishers in professional wrestling history ever, and that's the Pounce. And the Pounce is like a wicked finisher, so it's basically like a running tackle, but like more impactful basically. And yeah, only sad part is like they didn't make him world champion in TNA, and I think he did not win any like championship belts in TNA as well. And yeah, like it's a shame to see that. And Jeff Jarrett in his podcast was talking about Monty Brown, and he said if he stayed there in TNA for a couple of years, Monty Brown would have became a TNA champion. Literally, he would have became a TNA champion because he was getting into main event matches, but he just didn't get the belt. Then obviously because of that, he moved to WWE. WWE signed him, and they just put him on the ECW roster. And I think they made him worse. Literally, they changed the name from Monty Brown to Marcus Corvon, and they just changed his whole gimmick and his style. And there was nothing like charismatic about him. There was nothing entertaining about him. And even though he was at Mania, he lost at Mania, and that was like the new breed of ECW versus the originals. And it's one of the biggest what ifs as well. And then shortly after that, unfortunately his sister passed away, so he had to take care of his nieces and nephews. And ever since then, he hasn't stepped foot inside a wrestling ring. But yeah, I hope he's doing alright now. Obviously, he looks massive now. If you look at his images now, he's jacked. He's still massive and everything. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Monty Brown? And are there any other underrated wrestlers as well that you think I should talk about and that should be discussed? So yeah, and if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, just like and subscribe, and just leave a comment below as well. And if you're on my TikTok, just follow me as well, and then just give a message on this post as well. And help me reach 50 followers, because it's gonna be easier for me to get 50 followers than 100 that quick. So let's be realistic. I have to quickly get 50 followers to get 100, then to get 1,000 and 10,000, hopefully. But yeah, obviously my overall message is the same as always, which is to spread the message of love and peace everywhere. Take care, guys. Ooh, yeah.